episode of the Shift with CJ podcast. Normally, we're talking about nutrition, health, lifestyle, all of these things. But today, we're going to have a different twist to it. We're going to bring in energy, energy medicine, geometry, and much more. And you might ask, CJ, we want to look good. We want to move faster. We want to be healthier. And tell us the new diet. But we're going to talk about ancestral wisdom today because, as you might know, I have always been looking into a different area of health, and now my eyes or my intention is to explore the more invisible realm. You guys might have seen that people all around the world are getting not so healthy, and one of the other things that is increasing all around the world is technology that carries information, carries waves, and carries a lot of dirty electricity. And to demystify all of this and to explore this more, I have someone really special with me. Today, I've got Dr. Zainab with me, who has a PhD in mental health. She has been a lifelong learner, which I respect. One of the biggest things I respect about her is she's always wanted to learn. She always wants to talk to people, explain things. She's a natural healer. She has she's just done so many things. So, Dr. Zainab, welcome on the show.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
I am so glad that we got connected. And for everyone who's listening, we have had like common friends together, and we both live in Dubai and UAE, and we've been around this whole health thing, but we never got connected. And we randomly met in a conference, a neonatal conference last week. It was
Yes,
around
yes.
last week. And yeah, we had exciting things to talk about. So we said, you know what? Let's just share this with the world. So, Dr. Zainab, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. The weird thing is, in this conference, we were talking about something that the people that attended this
Yeah.
conference, they don't believe in it. And
Yes.
we were in this conference talking about these weird things. Nobody understanding what we are talking, like we are coming from another planet.
Exactly.
But this is the beauty of it, that like you are in the place that nobody talks about it, and you speak about it, and nobody kicked you out.
Yes.
So now
We
I
still
think,
survived.
yeah, yeah, I think it's time that people will speak about things that nobody spoke about before, and it's time for people to listen and accept this. And
Mhm.
this is a good sign. It's a very good sign.
Mhm. I think people these days, especially the generation, the millennials, the Gen Zs, they have been more open. And I think as a way of evolving human consciousness, it's one of the ways we can evolve and we can go to the next step is that when this generation, because we've been doing crazy things on earth for the longest period of time. You talk about the soil, you talk about these electromagnetic frequencies, the pollution, all of these things, which have at a point they weren't, no one thought that they're going to come and bite us, but now they are. And I think this generation and the next two generations, if they don't take the right action, then as humanity we won't go that far.
That's true. Actually, I've been in talks, and people they waving for me from behind. Calm down. Stop talking about this. Calm
Yeah.
down. When I start speaking about energy, field, spirit, and for me, I'm a scientific. Okay, and I have my brain doesn't go with no scientific proofs.
Hmm.
Science, it's all science,
Hmm.
and this science, like, it resonates with me, with my personality. So even though I'm talking about something that science prove it, people they didn't were open to accept this or listen to me. Really, actually, they were like, "Wait, calm down, stop."
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine this happened like before, just 3 4 years,
Hmm.
and now people they are more open
Hmm.
to listen to these things, and it's amazing.
Why do you think people have this change of openness? Is it because of social media? Is it because they're suffering from a lot of more health and traditional health did not work?
Yes, actually, all of this.
Hmm.
Now you know that this is the collective consciousness now.
Hmm.
Now everything is in the field and everyone is open to this idea.
Hmm.
So now we are living in a field, especially in Dubai,
Hmm.
the field that everyone, every holistic healer, really their aim is to come to Dubai.
Hmm.
So now is the air is like I don't know. I want to speak this, but it's really this is
Please, you can go
yeah.
ahead and speak anything.
Yeah, because this is all the thoughts about the holistic healing and all
Mhm.
these things are here around us. So people
Mhm.
started to accept these concepts.
And for, I mean, I have a decent understanding, but like for people who are listening, what do you mean by the field? What is, because we have these people who are might not be aware of that.
Yeah, of course. So what is the field is uh, the people that they think that everything here around us is emptiness, but they discovered that 9.99999 everything around us is energy.
Mhm.
Is energy, and people used to think that our thoughts are inside our brain. Okay, but now they discovered that due to new medical devices that our thoughts is around us.
Mhm.
So I meet you before I meet you in person, before I shake your hand.
Mhm.
I meet you with my spirit. I meet you
Mhm.
with my thoughts, with my energy.
Mhm.
And we have a call in our in Islam, like this is that spirits that they know each other, they become friends. Spirits that don't know each other or they are different, they get away from each
Mhm.
other. So it's everywhere you go, it's about spirits, about energy, and we walk with our thoughts.
Mhm.
So this is the field that me and around you in this room is full of positive energy, positive thoughts, so good thoughts. So
Mhm.
it affects me.
Mhm.
Just like if you sit beside somebody, suddenly you feel, I don't know, but I don't feel good.
Yeah.
This is the field around
Mhm.
them. It's negative field. Then you go away. But you sit beside someone. Oh my God, yeah, I feel
Mhm.
so comfortable. I don't know what's happening, but really, I am feeling so calm from inside.
Mhm.
I'm so happy. I feel sleepy. This
Mhm.
is because you are in a field that's full of positive energy.
Mhm.
And this is the field.
Okay, now that's very interesting because when you look at a lot of, like, you mentioned about Islam, I can talk about like Hinduism. We also have this understanding that we're looking at the body as one, but there's multiple layers and dimensions of the body, which it's the body that you eat from your food, the body that you accumulate when you're thinking, the spirit body, the bliss body. So we have all of these different things. And I had one of my friends, her name is Janvi, shout out to Janvi. She mentioned to me when she was on the podcast that her bioenergetic field, or her spiritual field, or the field that she was in, the first time we met, we didn't know each other, but she was like, there was something inside her that was like, let's go to this person. And even before, like how you came into this studio, you parked your car outside. She told me as soon as she parked her car outside, she felt a connection with me already. I wasn't even like around her. So I completely believe in this. And with this, and I think now with modern science, we're sort of like going back to this whole idea of energy and frequencies. One of the notable institutions, HeartMath, they did a study around 2006 or 2008, and they discovered that a person has this wave like form which moves a little bit towards the left. They called it heart rate variability. And this is the same reason why, like Dr. Zainab said, if you guys come to a room and there is just one person and this person never did anything to you or spoke to you, and if that person is angry or sad or upset, you might not be able, like, you might not give that person a chance to be around that person. And it's the same thing that happens with animals are super sensitive to this. So if you've ever ridden a horse, uh, you go to a horse stable, and if you're nervous, the horse can already sense it, and there's no way on the planet that horse will be calm. But even if the horse is new to the race course, but if you come on with a very confident heart, or like we say heart rate variability, or in this case let's call it the field, then the horse's heart rate variability will match yours and you will hit it off. So thank you so much for bringing this to like everyone. And so one of the reasons why I have you on the show today is one of the most mutual things that we have together. We don't know each other much, but one of the things that connected us was biogeometry. So for everyone who's listening, if you guys have seen, and you can see this in video, I'm wearing a pendant. and I've been wearing this pendant for some time now. And most of the people would always ask me, CJ, what is this? Is this some fashion thing? And Dr. Zena, most of the times I tell yes, because I have
You want to
tried.
understand.
Yes, if I try to explain this to them, it becomes very difficult. But thank you for making my job easier, because now after this podcast, I'm just going to tell them, can you please go and watch my podcast with Dr.
Yeah,
Zainab?
that's great.
And
That's
this will
great.
solve everything.
Yeah.
So let's tell everyone, what is biogeometry?
Okay, now I need to use some specific words because.
Go for it.
So now I will read for it. What is biogeometry? Okay, so now biogeometry is the patented science of using the energy principles shape to qualitatively balance biological energy systems and harmonize their interactions with the environment. So, balancing the activities of daily life, achieving harmony with our inner and outer environments. So, harmonizing modern technology, because now we are surrounded with modern technology with all these appliances. It also have some energy comes from out comes resonance. So and I am interacting with this mind. I need to harmonize my energy with the energy of this mind. So biogeometry is a science that deals with energy of shape. It uses shapes, colors, motion, orientation, and sound to produce a vibrational quality that balances energy fields.
Amazing. Thank you for that detailed explanation. One of the things that stood out to me is a few words. One is energy. And again, people who are listening, this is not the energy that you use to go to the gym. I mean, it could be a part of it, but we're talking on a different energy here. And the second thing is harmonizing or neutralizing the energy. And the third thing, which is very, could be new to a lot of people, is that biogeometry uses different principles, which are sound, shapes, and colors,
Yeah.
which most of the people would not think. Even some of the people with some sort of understanding on how energy and the fields operate, they never think of sound, color, and shapes to have energy. So how does this, like, what do you think about it?
Yeah. Now when I am speaking with you, my sound is going up for me in a certain vibration.
Mhm.
As you said, people if they are angry and they approach the horse, this horse will get mad.
Mhm.
So even my heart rate will affect my sound. This is why people, when they are angry, they sound different than they were like excited, or they are so calm,
Mhm.
or they are so happy.
Yeah.
This is different. So different vibration.
Mhm.
So if I am speaking to you now, my voice will sometimes can make you angry or anxious,
Mhm.
and it can make you so calm, feeling in peace.
Yeah.
So this is the sound, and we know about sound healing.
Mhm.
It's the same. So using the vibration of the sound, so I can say like, "Ooh," like So I'm using the vibration
Mhm.
of the sound for creating harmony in my body and also in the surroundings of me.
Mhm.
Now, two colors. Like when I wear colors, sometimes colors that affects me, and maybe it will make me hybrid, maybe it will make me like more energetic, and sometimes I wear some colors that makes me more calm. So we use the colors also even on us or even in our environment, also to harmonize the energy.
Mhm.
What else? The shapes. So I have here, I have two things on my phone. Is this shape? This is sticker. It has a lot of shapes. That these shapes also they have energy. They have like a field of energy around it. So it harmonizes the energy in my phone,
Mhm.
and it harmonizes the energy in me also. So this is the shapes. Also, like we are in an environment. Sometimes you go into a place, a flat, or
Mhm.
even whatever, like it's a mansion or it's a mall. Sometimes you feel that you are so irritated and you want to go
I
out.
always feel like this in the malls.
Yeah, malls actually, I don't like to.
I don't like to go to the
Yeah,
malls
yeah. So
either.
you want to go out. Usually, I go to the mall just to buy the thing that I want
And
and
get
get
up.
out. So this is the energy of the mall, that because they didn't take care care of the shape, how they build it. So it keeps all the negative energy inside of it. So it affects everyone. But in biogeometry, you can build your house in a certain shapes that it will help you to calm down, to enhance your energy or your organs' energy to become more healthy. Sometimes some people come to me, okay, they have cancer in a certain places in their body. So I ask them, do you have some electric appliances in your room? Or what is the shape of your room? Or where do you place your bed? So just if we change something in the environment or to change the place of the bed, or so we put something in on the walls and some shapes, it can also enhance the health, the energy, healthy energy in the organs. So the body will, let's it will heal itself. I don't want to get into these things. Maybe somebody like say, "Oh, how we can cure."
Don't worry, there's no one here.
Yeah.
People have to listen to us.
Sometimes I feel I must take care of my.
Go
of
for
my
it. This
words.
podcast, you can go and talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
everything. This
because
is truth.
changing the place where I sleep, or also harmonizing the energy in my bedroom, it will affect a lot my health.
I completely agree to you, and thank you for sharing that. Because if people who are listening to this and you're raising an eyebrow, then think about the tradition. This has been in like traditions for not just hundreds but thousands of years.
Yeah.
Look at ancient feng shui, which is in changing, putting some objects, shapes, maybe not the geometrical shapes, but it represents something else. But all of those shapes or artifacts change the flow of energy into the house. In India we have Vastu Shastra, which is also a similar form of placing things, items, and looking at how to build the most perfect house that can automatically harmonize itself, because you need a certain amount of air coming in from a direction, water moving into a different direction. All that follows principles of the planet itself. We're not This is not a principle that people are making themselves, but it's more a principle that the planet, that life revolves around. And right now, biogeometry, and it's a fantastic term. I just got hooked onto this term because I recently started a company called Biohacking. And every time I listen to biogeometry, it's more like, you know, like it's such an interesting term that Dr. Ibrahim found, because now when I think of it, geometry, or like the metry part of it, is to measure. The geo is more of the earth, the geographical area, and bio is life. So you combine, how do you measure the energy and life around. So that's really good. And I think these shapes, and I was very convinced for about a year. I was trying to find this pendant that I had, and I found it in New York. I had to order it when I was traveling there. Now, this entire science, or a part, correct me if I'm wrong, a part of this science revolves around a certain energetic element called BG3.
Yes.
And this BG3 is very unique, because even with the top healers, if you go and talk about BG3, most of them will not know what it is. So, what is this something different? And if you want to tell us a little bit about the founder, Ibrahim Karim, something.
And now Ibrahim Karim, he's an architect, engineer. So long time ago in 1986, he with his friends, they found this about energy and the shapes and ancient knowledge of Egyptians pharaohs. So they got these books. Subhanallah, and it was coincidence, but it's meant to be him. So when he studied all these shapes, when he studied all these ancient knowledge and ancient science, it was amazing, like how they use shapes to balance the energy and enhance the energy inside the body. So he started studying it for 40 years, now, and he's making studies after study and developing also the shapes to now harmonize the Wi-Fi, the 5G, the electricity, whatever. And every time he produced a new shape, like it's only from the knowledge of the old Egyptians. So this, they were knowing this before, but somehow we disconnected before 150 years. we were disconnected from all this. Like this is like the wisdom of of people, a wisdom of the human beings. But once science came, it disconnected us with this knowledge or this wisdom. So he brought back all this wisdom again, and he have two books: one Back to the Future, and the other one is Biosignature. He explains how he found this and how his journey with the biogeometry and how shapes that he discovered, and it's amazing. It's amazing how he developed these shapes to also not only the thing like the feng shui you mentioned, but also the energy of the
Magnetic,
lights and
back in the day there was in feng shui, and for vastu, good for them, they didn't have the headache of
yes, of this,
balancing this.
of course, this is, they didn't have anything. So now he's doing his really everything in his efforts to make new devices, new shapes, new stickers, just to balance all of these. Now back to biogeometry or BG3. It's actually it's three things together. These are BG3 is initial refer to the biogeometry 3 discovered by Dr. Kevin, of course. Three basic qualities that are resonate with one harmonizing subtle energy equality and are used to detect it. So horizontal negative green, they say this is an energy, horizontal negative green, higher harmonic of ultraviolet, and higher harmonic of gold. Now, if you combine these three, the horizontal negative green, higher harmonic of ultraviolet, and the higher harmonic of gold together, it will combine them together. It will you will have the BG3. So this is it's like this is whatever like BG3. This is the element that we need all the time. It raises our energy and enhance our energy in the body, in the organs, in the house, in the everywhere. Like So when you have it, actually, you feel always that you are energetic and you are I don't know, calm and peace. Sometimes sometimes in my house I feel that I'm so calm I can't work. So I take some of the pieces in my house because I want this, I want some energy, I want some excitement, I want some the anger inside of me to make me work. So this is amazing how I also put the biogeometry tools of it in my mother room, and she told me like she slept like she didn't sleep before. And I was at the beginning, I was so afraid to put these things, and I know that she's like, "What is this? What you are using?" and blah 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 blah. And then I told her, "Mom, I will use this. Even you approve or not, I will put it for you because you are." When I measured her room, I found that her room is like a field of like electric. We call it bunker. This is an electric field that comes out from the earth. So I put these tools, and she told me after three days, she told, "Oh my God, I wasn't sleeping before, and now I slept like not before. Like I didn't sleep before like this. I'm so relaxed. Thank you so much." And, oh my God, and my mom thanked me. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is strange, but honestly, most of the times I try to be calm during a podcast, but there's always thoughts going on in my head and all of these things. And I did not realize this until Dr. Zainab just mentioned this. On the table in front of us, there are a few biogeometrical products, which are, of course, more advanced than the one that I have. But I honestly feel, Dr. Zainab, that for some reason I am extremely calm, and there are no thoughts like I would like, in the conversation, I'll think, okay, I'm going to ask her this question next. But right now I have like zero thoughts. I am so calm, and I didn't realize that, it's might be because of this. And again, like, it's not as we can talk about science, but this is a thing that I'm personally feeling because we've been around this field of energy for some time. So now I can say that I've experienced BG3, if that is it, or maybe the tea. It could be the tea.
It is actually the room, and I put these like just to put it together. It is the energy of it. It gives you, I don't know, like this is the kind of feeling that you don't find it anywhere.
Yes. And one of the other things that are happening right now is most of us are dependent on working with electronics, like we are using the mics and Wi-Fi and all of these things, and there is no sort of getting away from it, because as and when time increases and new tech come in, there's always going to be tech, but we need to find intelligent solutions to mitigate it. And I think biogeometry is a very powerful tool. Now, we spoke about shapes, and there are different sorts of very ancient Egyptian sort of shapes. So what kind of products are we talking about for listeners to understand? Let's go over a few of them.
Yeah, for the electric devices, sometimes we use some colors. I just measure what color is resonate with this one, so I put colors, or I put some shapes also on it, so it will just clear all the negative energy from it. For the house, so I have some devices. One is Taurus, and it's these. It's only for advanced students usually, because we understand what are these. This is the torus. The shape of this torus is this is the sphere, and this is the shape of it. Just it harmonizes. It gives BG3 in the room, so you feel calm. Whatever energy is coming inside, you don't need to test it. This one will balance everything.
And does this need to be like at a table or in your pocket, or?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's in the house, like in the table or something. So I need to measure first where is the better place to put it, so it will give the energy for the whole area.
Can I touch it?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So it's super light. It is one of these. Yeah, it has like I would say some shapes, some markings, a ball on top. Looks like a torus field, which you can activate if you're in deep meditation, and that's how information and energy gets spread. It gets spread in the form of a torus, a circle that keeps going, extending. Okay, beautiful. So this is. Can I travel with this?
Yeah, of course.
So if I travel,
everywhere I go, I take one with me.
So, and let's say if I had to.
My room, the hotel, so it will.
Yes, exactly. Because one of the things that me and probably everyone who's listening to is, because of all these, the COVID and all of those things, we're able to now work from different places, travel to different places. And I think it's very important for us not to just harmonize ourselves, but even the environment. So this is, if you guys can see this on video, let me put my hand like this. So this is the Taurus. Okay.
And this is the Hamburg. This one, it harmonizes the Wi-Fi, especially 5G. So whenever you have Wi-Fi in a place, you put this. Also, I need to measure where is the best place to put it. So the energy or the bad energy, negative energy from the Wi-Fi, it will never affect you. And actually, there is an experiment with Dr. Brahim Karim.
The Hamburg effect.
Yeah, in Switzerland, his Hamburg city, they called him, and for this experiment, like they found that the crime were more, and people, they were more sick, and everyone were angry. So they asked him to do something for the city to calm down. So he was thinking what he would do, and then he did from this Hamburg, he did some big, of course, big shapes, and he put it on the Wi-Fi antenna. He put it there, and imagine that crime level were less, so less. Hospitals, they didn't have any sick people, very less the numbers, and it's not good for business. And people were so calm, so calm. And then he did it again in another city, but he put the cube and he put something in the houses, not on the antenna of the Wi-Fi. So this is the Hamburg that also we put it in the house to harmonize the energy of the Wi-Fi. We have here the cube also. This cube also, it harmonizes the energy. This is the cube. Also, you put it in some place so it will harmonize. And this is the charger. You charge it with this tray. You put it here, and you charge the cube every day. For me, I keep the cube on the charger all the time. And these these are the I told you about the numbers and things. These we can put it on electricity, on the doors and things. This has some certain numbers of points here, and the shape of L. This is the shape. So you can put it anywhere. Of course, we need to measure where to put it, so it will harmonize the electricity, the harmful negative energy. And actually, before, like when they were decided where to build some places, like where to build my house or where to build a hospital, they don't go anywhere and just buy this land and just build the house. No, they measure the energy there. And I used to hear my family before. They say this place is not good to live in. I don't know. I know this. You must have this. No, this place is better. Why? Because there is an electric field. It comes from the earth. Wherever this electric fields, you mustn't live this. You mustn't build your house this. And when, like Ibn Sina, the first doctor, like Muslim doctor, right before, when they were building hospitals, he only see where the animals go when they are sick, where they go to heal, because there's some energy comes out from the earth, a healing energy. So they say, oh yeah, that spot is good for to build a hospital. Now they are building hospitals everywhere, and sometimes I measure the hospital before I go to visit. Even to
You're an advanced biohacker.
So I need to visit someone, or I measure, is it this one is best or this one is better? So yeah, it's like they don't take care about these things. Just they build hospitals, they build houses, they build, just cut the area and
yeah, it's crazy because when you see all around the world, most civilizations, ancient civilizations, they do exactly what Dr. Zainab is doing. One important thing for them is water, that water should be around. And the second important thing is this energy sphere. Most of the people, prehistoric, way back, prehistoric people would like find these places, and they would naturally keep a rock, they would keep something else to remember where that place was. And this over a period of time translated into, big rocks, temples, hospitals. It was all because this specific area of the earth did not have any a geopathic stress, and B had this very different sort of energy that Dr. Zainab is saying. Also, if you look at ancient history and most of the civilization, then you will see if their civilization is made like a big temple or something is made in a certain place, and if you dig down deeper, every 20 feet that you go down, you will see that there is remains of another civilization, maybe hundreds or thousands of years before them. And then you dig again 20 feet and you will again see there's remains of civilizations. So people, now it's really easy because we have DHL, FedEx to transport our things. We have different airlines that we can go into. We have cars that we can travel into. But back in the day, it wasn't like this. If you had to move, you had to move for thousands of miles to get to a place. And all of those people did this in the belief that if they move to this specific part where certain forces of the earth align, then there is a lot of healing energy. Now,
I will add.
yeah.
You said after under a temple, there's another temple from another civilization, and if you dig deeper, you will find this is a root of water. There will be water under all this.
Yeah,
because
and
water, like the life of energy, comes from
everything.
water, yeah.
Water, I think, it's a great information carrier. It's a great transformation of like energy. It can balance things, so it's beautiful. And these it's the fascinating science behind water is so much. But going back to the biogeometrical shapes, now I see the cube and the torus and this Hamburg tower or something to disable the Wi-Fi. How many of these do we need in a house? Like,
it depends.
Depends.
It depends
Okay.
on the area that you are in. It depends on the energy that comes emitted from the earth. After I measure the house, I can decide how many I use from this, where to put it, and what other thing that I can use, like the numbers and the other shapes and the colors
Mhm.
just to harmonize the house. This one is this one that we put, and there is other measuring that you use the angle, because the angle are very important in biogeometry. So when you use an angle, special angle, this is the angle will harmonize the energy on this field.
Mhm.
So this is here the measurement of the, so I can use the angle or measure the angle. So what is the better angle that I can
Mhm.
put this on?
And this reminds me when Dr. Zainab is talking about measurement. When we met at the event, I was fascinated by biogeometry, and she said she had a way to test things. And I have a EMF mitigating keychain that I had from a very long time, but I've been using this for so many years. And I asked Dr. Zainab, "Can you please test this one and see?" And surprisingly, guys, I was so confident that because it's an invisible thing, that this thing is doing me some good, but in fact it was completely negative. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the way you explained it to me was that because this thing has been collecting energy from so many years, it's stored that energy, and
Store
that it
that
might
energy.
be negative.
Yeah, of course.
And you had a very interesting you- side of looking at crystals as well. So
Yeah, crystals before it was amazing because people were using crystal. What does crystal do? That they collect all the energy and then they imitate it in the room around you. But nowadays, before, like there were no electricity, no electric devices. So wherever you put it, there is an energy, good energy. If you put it in a good energy place, but if you put it in a bad energy place, also it will imitate the bad energy. But nowadays we have all these electrics. So if I put the crystal in a place and I'm not aware of what is around this crystal, actually instead of giving us the positive energy, it will give us the negative energy. So I must be aware where I put this one. I
mhm.
must be aware how to clean it. I must be aware what is the energy that is imitating for me all over the place. I must measure it before. I must measure. Is it like giving me the Wi-Fi, the 5G? Is like making enhance the
Mhm.
5G in
Yeah.
my house. So people like for me, I say like sometimes I want to buy this crystal before I know biogeometry. Okay, I go to this place and I want to buy crystal. Then I catch it. Said no, no, I don't feel comfortable. I put it, and then some, there's the stones and thing. After I get them, I feel that no, I don't
Mhm.
want. And people ask me, I think, no, I feel that it's bad, it's not good. No, crystals, energy, and
Mhm.
stones, they feel there's something missing. After I learned about biogeometry and then I'm able to measure the crystals and the stones, I found that there is, it's we call it green electric energy. This is from the electrons and the electricity field, and it's imitating all this around. So it enhances the negative energy instead of enhancing or giving us the
Positive.
positive energy. So I must first, before I take any crystal or any stone, I must see what is the energy that this stone was collecting and this crystal was collecting. Like what happened with you. Like
Mhm.
I took it and I cleared it from everything, and actually it took me more. I think, I don't know, 45 minutes.
Yeah, quite a long time.
Yeah, so I work a lot with different tools just to clear everything from it. And you are holding it and you think that it's protecting
I've been
you.
holding it for years.
Yeah, and then because like it collected all these energy, it has some, it's like, خلاص, this is the range of it. It's telling you enough. I can't.
Can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I can't take it anymore. So, and you are holding it with you. Do you think that it's protecting you? No, it's harming you.
Mhm.
So I need to check first what is the energy of the pieces that I am having in my house or I am wearing it, like the
Mhm.
stones or the crystals and the thing. So this is the beauty of biogeometry. It gives me the things I've never think about. And
Mhm.
I love all the science that it blow my mind.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I didn't know this before.
I think we have
This
this
is
in common.
amazing. Yeah. So I love these sciences that deals with something it wasn't in my consciousness before.
Yeah.
And when I found this, I said, oh my God, really? This is why I didn't like crystals, and this is why I didn't believe in the stones before.
Mhm.
And after you clean it, خلاص.
Okay, so now that I'm wearing this pendant, I put it every night on the charging plate,
Yeah, that's
and
great.
it's throughout the night it's kept there. Is there a certain time limit that you need to put?
No, it's 10 minutes, it's okay. But for me, yeah, I also keep the pendant all the night. And I have this ring also, it's the same.
Mhm.
But instead of the pendant, it's
It's
the
in a
ring.
ring.
Also, I charge it. But this is, it's for me, it's when I sleep, I wear the ring in the night. So
Okay.
when I wear the ring, because the pendant maybe it will,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
difficult to.
yeah, it's difficult to wear while you're sleeping. So I wear the ring. And
Uh-huh.
so it will be protected all the time.
Okay. So now, if someone who wants to like listen to this conversation, I think the best way to go ahead is to get in touch with Dr. Zainab, and because you can do a self experiment as well, like getting
Yes,
one of
of
these
course.
things. But I think there's more value in understanding how a professional person who's done like courses and who understands this at a deeper level than you can see the invisible. I think there is a lot of value in that. So if you guys want to look at your house, get something measured, then I would say trying to do it yourself would not be the best idea. But the
Yeah.
second thing is, if let's say some people they want to try in an experiment, what would be like a starter kit? What would you recommend, like the first, like one small thing that people can get which makes a maximum impact in their life, so they want to explore it more further?
Yeah. First thing I can recommend the cube
Mhm.
because it's the basic one. So I can recommend the cube. And
And how much is the cube for?
actually, the prices is different
Approximately.
uh, because I don't want to give something.
Okay.
I'm so specific. Actually,
No
I don't
problem.
like to, but because there's 1 minute.
Take your time. We can revisit this later. I just want people to get an understanding of how many, what price points are we
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
think it's 1,000 dirhams.
1,000
Yeah,
dirhams. Okay.
1,000
And this
dirhams.
is for the house, right?
Yeah, this is for the house.
Okay.
Because now there's different places, prices when you can. Just don't ask me about the price
No problem.
because this is the price that I buy it
Okay.
with dollars
Yeah.
from Egypt. Egyptians they buy it for less.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so you see, like this is the like India also
Yeah.
the same. So don't ask me about the price,
No
please.
problem.
Yeah, because this is dollars,
Yeah,
dollar
it's different.
and yeah,
Okay, so let's go back. We will, whoever is listening to this, remember to cut this part of the prices,
yeah.
the editor especially. Okay, so we go back. So now we can start with the cube. The
Yeah.
cube, is it good for a house, for a room, for small apartment, big
Yeah,
apartment?
this is no. It's one cube. It will be for a small apartment,
Hmm.
maybe sitting room and 2 bedrooms at
Hmm.
most. If you have more, you need more, maybe another cube, or you have more. Yeah, it depends.
Hmm.
I must measure it, but if you want it, you can put it in your room.
Hmm.
And because you can measure it, where to put is the right place. I always advise people if they have it and I'm not there or there's no way to measure their house, I say just hold it and feel where is the right place because your heart will tell you, your
Hmm.
energy will tell you, yeah, this is the right place for it.
Hmm.
So you can ask yourself, you can ask your energy. And after I choose the right place in the house, actually I measure the energy of the people. So I
Hmm.
ask you first if do you have anything, health issues or anything. So I measure you, and I measure the organs that having some issues, and I put the cube, and then I measure you again.
Hmm.
If you are having the same health issue, so the cube is not in the right place. I need to change it.
Okay.
So this is how I choose the right place for it. So it must after I harmonize the energy inside the house, I need to check the person in. Did this harmonization affected him in a good way or in a bad way or still he's the same?
Hmm.
This is how I choose where to put it. But people if they don't have like if they want to buy it and they don't, I'm not there to take my
Measurements.
consultation. So they can just hold it and feel in the house, in the room, where is the most place that they felt better.
Hmm. Okay, and for the other ones like the chorus,
Yeah, it's the same.
is the same.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It needs measurements, because if I put this like in a place that it covers only this wall, it will not serve the whole house. So I need to measure where's the best place that it gives the most BG3,
Yeah.
and it covers the most inner most.
How long does a consultation take?
It depends on the house.
Okay.
It depends on the energy that I found in the house. So every time is different. You know,
Okay.
sometimes they call me to measure only the kitchen. Sometimes they measure the whole villa, or sometimes they measure flat. So it differs. I can't give you a time, but
Okay.
maybe sometimes it takes 2 hours. I need to check everything, because it's very delicate. You know, I need to measure the electricity, the source of electricity, the source of the water. A lot of work.
Okay, so that's at least we have a ballpoint. Like it could be done under a day. Now, the from your own experience, and from you can share any of the biogeometrical like official experiences as well. What happens to people when they start using biogeometry?
First thing, they feel calm.
The way I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, they
Okay.
feel calm. They feel that they enter, even people, they enter their house, they feel, oh my God, I feel your house is so comfortable. I feel so calm when I'm entering your house. And people, they have like, if they have health issues, they will feel better. And we have some also some tools for the food. Actually, we put the food on it, and we have this experiment that people that they have diabetes, when they put the food on this tool and they eat it, their level of sugar will not become high. It will not affect the sugar level.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. So this is always what we need, is to measure on the human. So I put the food on this tray, and then after 10 minutes, I eat it. I take it with me. Like if I want to eat outside, I take it with me. If I don't have it, I use this one, the charge.
Okay, so you
So
travel with the.
Yeah. I always like, this is my, whenever I go, I take my things with me.
Okay, so the charging plate, which I also have one, can I travel with it and keep my food? Like, let's say if I call in a restaurant.
Yes, you can have it, and you can also use. The tray is better, but this one, it can work.
Okay.
So it will charge your food.
And how big is the tray?
No, it's a small tray. It's like this. I was I put my food in the morning, and I forgot it at home. I didn't.
Okay, so it's a small tray.
Yeah, small tray, and then you can take a picture of it and make it bigger, actually, and put more food on it. This is the beauty of it, you know. Like,
yeah, because we're interacting only with shapes, so you can. So let's say, for example, if I can get this shapes from somewhere, like the charging plate shape, the way they've made it, which will be very difficult because this is very advanced science. But let's say if I took a picture of it, for example, and if I went to the print shop and I printed that image, it will work.
It will work.
Okay.
It will work. It's better to have it, but it will work.
It will work. Okay.
Actually, like yesterday, I was talking with a family in Jordan, and they have some issues there. They have a bad energy, a lot negative energy in the house, and because they are urgent, they need the tools. I sent them the picture of it. I will print it and just feel where to put it, and put in every room, and then until the tools will come for you.
So you can also do it with all the tools. I thought just because this has some shape,
No,
so you can do it with.
I sent them a picture of the torus.
Yeah.
And then I said, because it's urgency, you know, it's emergency. So I put this in the room, and then I will send it for you. Of course, this is better because it affects the colors that they use when they print, but it works. It works. So yeah, I ordered for them.
And is this? I can see that there's like this extension, and over here as well. So
here for the.
So that's the stand. Okay, got it.
This is the one with all the
shapes
that and all the angles.
All
the angles.
Beautiful.
You can put it so it will harmonize everywhere. You no need to measure the angle. So just you need to search where's the right place, and then you put it. That is amazing.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I think we've touched on so many things when it comes to BG3 the benefits, Dr. Ibrahim Karim's work, your personal experience of what this is. Where do you see biogeometry or this whole area of science going in the future? Do you think we must, in a way, reach out to people in certain places like schools, universities,
Yes.
uh, malls,
Yes, of
and
course. Yes, of course. Actually, I can see the future of biogeometry everywhere. There is another experiment with Dr. Ibrahim Karim that they just designed a whole center for autism.
Mhm.
So just the design of the place, design of the tables that they use, and also the lamps they use, like they have like improved their of concentration. They improved. So just being in the place that it gives the BG3, they were improved. They were calmer. They were like more focused. So like even if some people that they want to just design their houses, there's an architecture engineers that they design your place with the biogeometry. Also, they
Mhm.
use biogeometry shapes to just make the design of your house. And I need to mention here, what is this? Well, the pyramid, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. I must mention here the pyramid. People, they think the pyramid that it has four faces. No, it has eight faces.
Mhm.
Because if you come closer to every side of the pyramid, there is some slight change, like so like it's two faces in one face.
Mhm.
So I want to use pyramid in my house, I need to make sure
That's
that
eight faces.
to cut every face into in half, yani with a pen or something. Because like a lot of people, they know that they want to build a pyramid and be under it. No, it has a lot of green electric energy, and this is very bad. Like sometimes it will make like people be more sick. No, it's like you can put devices under it, yeah,
Mhm.
but not us, not to sit under this, or even to have it in my house. So if you have a pyramid, just make sure to put a line and divide every phase
Into two.
yeah, into two.
Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I also completely believe that these kind of technologies have to be used in just having the awareness of it, and like bringing in small things, like whether it's the signature for your phone, or then gradually increasing and understanding it more. But I would definitely recommend everyone who's listening, do give it a try. Get in touch with Dr. Zainab, have a look at the biogeometry website. um, be inquisitive, because these are the invisible areas of health that will give you the most amount of impact. And like I always say, it's something that you don't have to go out there and run and not eat the food, and it's not suffering. Is something that you can integrate in your life, which doesn't have to be suffering, and you don't have to work hard for it, and you don't have to go out of the way for it, because someone has already done that. And now it's time for us to sort of implement. And this is, like, I always keep telling people that this is more like ancient knowledge that has been passed down. Like, maybe sometimes you have a memory of your grandfather telling you something, and this way we're all, when we're not a part of the consciousness, like we mentioned in the beginning, we are a complete consciousness, universal consciousness, everyone's together. So think of it like this is something coming from your great 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 grandfather, and there's that information is just being expressed via someone else, and it's coming to your, this is the way of getting ancestral wisdom with modern science in the most easy, effective way possible, that gives you most ROI on the time. Not really the money, because money we don't money is abundant and you shouldn't be thinking about it that way, but your time and energy, which is the most precious. This gives you the most return on investment. Now, thank you, Dr. Zainab, for sharing all of these things with us today. Let me ask you, if you had a time machine, and if you could go back in time, and if you could give yourself like a piece of advice, you choose the age whenever, what would that be?
Okay, I will tell you something. I had depression
Hmm.
before, and I spent 6 years. Like I surrendered to this depression, and give give them the permission to take off my life. That's just I surrendered to this depression, and I was like a victim to this idea. And thanks God, I got this lady that she helped me after 6 years. If I have a time machine, I could go to Zainab, not before the depression, because the depression it taught me a lot of things and it gave me strength. But I will go to Zainab that the time that she woke up from these ideas, I will tell her, get your strength quickly. Because I took time to just to digest whatever things that I experienced with this lady. And this knowledge, at the beginning, it wasn't like, oh, it's just a thought. And if you get rid of the thought, you will get back your life. And digesting this information, it took me time. So if I go to myself, I will tell for me, digest this information quickly and change quickly and help people quickly, because it took me like I'm a person that I need to know everything before I started to work with others. So it took me from 2002 until 2010 until I first worked with the children. So like I worked with on myself on this 8 years, but I could help more people in that time. So like be quick, like something, just deliver this information, digest it quickly and understand it quickly, and then help yourself and help others just quickly, because nowadays all the days are running so fast and we need to take fast actions.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And it's completely true. Like we think, most of us always think that, okay, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it day after tomorrow, or we'll do it next year, or like 5 years from now. But the only common thing that, and I'm saying this apart from having an anti-aging company where I'm telling people that I can help, or maybe some of the tech can help you reverse your aging. But the fact of the matter is, one of no matter where in the world you are, one thing that is common between all of us is that every day we're stepping one step closer to our death. And at least in this physical domain, this physical dimension, things will come to an end. So the question really is, with that kind of time that you have, do you really want to waste it on doing things that don't really matter? Or do you want to use that time and, be your best self, be a best husband, a father, a brother, a mother, whatever, or just be full of life, experience life in its fullest. This is the only thing. And the moment that you decide to take ownership of it and say, okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to start doing it, life around you starts changing. That, like Dr. Zainab mentioned, the energy field, the field around you, it starts transforming. And more people get attracted to it. Don't think that you're going to be the crazy person. More people get attracted to it because there's some truth in what you're saying. And Dr. Zainab, thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing all your knowledge, bringing all of these things, making me in a very calm mood on the weekend. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way? Do you have a website, Instagram? How?
I have the Instagram is the best thing that I can see all the messages on Instagram. My Instagram is Zainab_Qasem65, and they can message me there. Or I have my website, but it's quicker on the.
Yeah, Instagram is easy.
Yeah, it's easier for everyone.
Okay, I will put those in the show notes. And
for phone number, of course, it's okay. And
yeah,
even though I have a business phone number,
Mhm.
but I always love to use my personal number. I don't know why, but I feel more connected like this. I can share my phone number also. Can I add last?
Of course, please.
Thing, please. Being sick is a choice. It's our choice to be sick. Maybe you will feel this something is sorry, it's not true, but death is a certain day. We can't change it. We can't change the day that we passed away and leave this world. But it's my choice to live healthy and my choice to live in a good mood and in charge of my life, or to feel victim and to be sick. So I advise everyone to take charge of your life, take charge of your health, take charge of your happiness.
Mhm. That's very beautiful. Thank you for sharing all of that. And everyone, please take charge of yourself. This is CJ signing out from the Shift for CJ podcast. Everyone, have a great day ahead.